Hey traders, good afternoon. It's Crash. I'll be doing a impact trading system market debrief for the 23rd of January 2024. Today is a wildcard day. It was also an inside day. And just for point of reference, we've had 598 inside days on the S&P from the year 2000 until today. Just to get the dirty work out of the way right off the bat, quick disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I'm not giving trading advice. This is for education only, showing how I trade during the day myself. I accept no liability for any losses or damages that may occur. All right. So let's take a quick look at the overall market direction today. You can see that right off the bat, first thing in the morning, what do we do? And again, my charts are off Pacific Standard Time, so we're looking at 6:30 down here for the opening bell. And right out of the gate, we get a shot down. I get an extreme reading, which is what this star is right here. This last candle gets a big wick into a fractal, and that comes right down into our daily low target for the day. Which was the expected average decline, actually identified pre-market. This location also happened to be the ES gap fill, and we also on bookmap order flow got a market pulse VPI spike down here. So lots of points of confluence right off the bat. If you wanted to try to take a quick snipe long at the opening bell, if you had time to recognize all of this. This happens pretty fast. I usually have a no trade policy for about the first 6 to 8 minutes, but sometimes when I see this, I will try to jump in. Anyways, okay, so we end up starting to climb back up, and you'll see that we had a tough time up here at the top where we have multiple points of resistance overhead. We can see that we have the impact trading system bear 31 line up here. We have the pivot up here. And you can see that right away we ended up developing a resistance line that ended up actually forming a wedge that we started working into throughout the rest of the morning. The market pre-brief called for a spill up in the AM, followed by an AM low. So when we came up here, the pivot was actually right where we in this resistance line is the spill up portion for the day. And then you can see that we came back down, hit our ace line, which usually produces, we say 50 to 100 points upon the tag. We do break below it. There is a value for which we identify whether the ace trade has been invalidated or not. We talk about that in our room. In this case, it was not invalidated, and we made an AM low here right at the impact trade system bull 20 line. And you'll see that we shot up right away and ended up getting 50 points out of this trade. And you'll see what we did was we basically came up to the top of the channel and the Viper line. Now, on this trading system, there are several lines that have some really key significance. The Blue Eagle line and the Red Viper line are two of the most important lines on the entire system. So we can see that we had this ITS Bear 31 line, trend line, and the Viper line all providing resistance overhead. So we go from the spill up to the AM low. Now we're expecting an AM high. So on this particular case, we end up coming down here. We tag the ace line. You can see we're making a series of higher lows. We hit this ace line, and we come up to, again, the Bear 31 and the trend line acting as resistance up here. We end up making another attempt to come down to a low. And in this case, we hit the impact trade system bull 20 line and the bottom of the wedge channel that we're forming. And we continue to climb on up. We hit our eagle line, have a quick reaction there. Come back to our Viper line and our channel at the top, have another reaction. and we start making our way down to the mid AM low. In which case we call a long off of the ace line again. We're getting smaller and smaller inside of this wedge, and we're expecting a rotation from the cycle time frame to come up and have a PM high. Now in a second you'll see the guns cloud versus the base cloud give us a buy signal as well. And what I want to do is, as we break out of this channel and this wedge here, I want to talk a little bit about the cloud. So the lime green, magenta cloud, I call that the guns cloud. Everything in here is aviation related, obviously due to my background. So what we see is that cloud causes a trigger for us to take a look at either going long or short. So if we ended up missing the ace line or the ITS bull 20 line down here, we'd get a buy arrow off the guns cloud crossing over the base cloud, and the base cloud is identified by the shaded green and the shaded red cloud. I know it gets a little busy. Today's inside day, so everything's compact and sitting on top of each other. I'll show some pictures later on where we can take the cloud off if you prefer to see things that way. But as we come up for our ace long, what we ended up doing here is I'm going to show a chart because at approximately 10 o'clock, which is you can see right here, I took a screenshot before time continues on, showing that the ace long, we have a double bottom here. We had the mid PM low, all right, off the ace line. This coincided with a low and a VPI market spike on the ES as well as the NQ. You get a double bottom with a higher low, bounce off for an ace long. You can leg in to both of these locations here because they're only a couple points away from each other, along with the market pulse VPI spike here and bookmap to help confirm this ace long. And then I just took a quick snapshot because I wanted to show that at 10 o'clock, when I got in this trade, I was looking for 50 and then 75 points trade, as we've showed this before. So from the ace line down here at the mid PM double bottom low, I'm looking to have a target of the pivot point, which is actually about 50 points, and then our daily high target number 2, and this ITS bear line 45, the 45 line here. This is about 75 points. So continuing on with the trades, you can see we came up and we hit the target 1, which was the pivot point. We do have a little bit of a pullback, which is expected. So the way you can take this trade is you can either leg out and maintain some of your long position as long as you put a stop and trail it. We have some techniques that we discuss about that. Or you could take profit off and look for a pullback in the direction to get another long in the continuation of the direction of the trend. And you can see that actually right here, we have something called a Viper trade, Viper long. We have points of confluence between the prior close, the red Viper line at the bottom of the base cloud. And we again look on bookmap order flow to help with confirmation of this. And then we continue to move because again, we have broken out of this wedge here at the buy signal from the guns cloud crossing the base cloud. We come back, we test the line here, the top of the channel, and we continue our move very slowly. Now this is during the slog time frame of the day. So this is where I say don't over trade. It gets choppy, you have a bunch of back and fill, it's consolidating where you get your second attempt off of the Viper line to continue in the direction of the trend up to the ITS 45 line, which ends up being up here by the daily target, which I also identify pre-market on a book map showing liquidity zones up here. Save that for another day for more discussion about that. We get our PM high, and then we get a very brief PM low. This is just a pullback coming into the market close 12:30 is about when we hit that PM low. Now we're waiting for news. We're waiting for the mock numbers to come out, which was very small, not a big indication. But we do know that we have earnings and other expectations coming after the market. And with the inside day, it was just coiling up. Because we hit that average daily decline down here, we established the low of the day, which is part of the cycle time theory. And we have the expectation that we're going to have the ability to continue to move up into our multi-day cycle targets up here. And you can see that we have another point of interest between the resistance 1 and pivot level and the ITS bear 60 line for the impact system. And then it hits that, and then we have market close. All right, so I want to keep this short. That's all that I'm going to discuss for today's debrief. Hope you guys made some good money. Don't forget to check 6 and preserve that capital. Crash signing out.